Hi everyone, I'm Chris, the storyteller for the Changeling the Lost Littlebrook Reunion Chronicle. Second edition Changeling from the Onyx Path, and with me, as always, I have my delightful players. We'll start with Nova this time, that
Oh,
in that corner over there.
hi, I'm Megan, and I play Nova, and she's a beast.
Thank you very much. We'll go with Silas.
Hey guys, I'm Trev. I play Silas, and he's an ogre.
Thank you very much. We'll go with Nate.
Hi, I'm Harry. I play Nate, and he's a Ferris.
Brilliant, thank you. And then over to this way, Lars.
Which way?
Lars. Oh, Torian, you're cut off again. There's something with your microphone, I think.
Is that better?
Much better.
Sorry, I was coughing.
No worries.
I am Toring, and I play Lars the Wizened.
Brilliant, thank you. And above Toring, we have Kitsu.
Hey, I'm Kitsu and I play Tide Elemental.
Brilliant, thank you very much. And last but not least, over in the top right corner.
Hi, I am Adam, and I play a Darkling.
Thank you very much. So, a little recap from last time. You guys went up against a dragon. After being essentially told that you were the only ones who could do this, you geared up with blankets and stuffed animals and walkie-talkies and security flares, and you went on a little hike to the park, where you essentially set up a trap. You built, I think it was Lars who built kind of a, what would you call it? A ballista?
It was like a ballista Gatling gun cross.
Yeah. The Wyson using his somewhat overpowered ability to construct anything from anything, essentially. You made this amazing weapon. And while you were doing that, Jonas was trying to sneak into the old oak, which was located not too far away from the field. However, as he did that, the dragon got kind of realized that something was going on up above and broke through the ground. And while the dragon was fairly big last time, it was quite bigger this time around. It was literally leaking glamour and had been feeding pretty well. And a fight ensued. Unfortunately, due to some shenanigans, the Gatling weapon, it broke a little bit, but it could be used once, I believe. And a brilliant, very well choreographed fight broke out as Jonas descended into the chambers below. There was a firefight. I believe someone got shot accidentally.
Sorry.
We'll talk about it, don't worry.
It's all right. We'll get to it. And ultimately, the dragon, every time it was dealt a massive amount of damage, done both by how was it damaged? I know that Silas was delivering some pretty mean blows to it and choking it, putting it in a chokehold a couple of times. And it was stunned by
me. I was hypnotized. Well, paralyzing it. Nova had the sword, and I shot it a couple times, and then Nova once.
Yeah, it basically didn't have a chance with the paralyzing ability, and you guys made quick work of it. Although it did cause quite some damage to the surrounding as well as to some of you guys. It also created a massive hole in the ground, which is still there. And once it got destroyed, what remained of it was a small chicken egg-sized egg. It's kind of speckled black and purple and quite hot to the touch. In the catacombs below, Jonas encountered some ancient machinery that didn't respond or move at all. It was old and dusty and covered in cobwebs, as well as 3 different paths. An orange, a yellow, and a green path. The yellow path was blocked, but that's where the dragon had gone. The orange and green paths were not. So Jonas took the green path, which I do believe caused him to experience quite a rush of, would it be power, or perhaps a desire to use his powers for less than good goals?
That was the first when I first entered the oak. This was
that's
of
right, that's right.
like fear or.
That's right. You were overcome with fear of failure, perhaps. Fear.
Yeah, and everything that had went wrong, basically.
Mm-hmm. Yes, but you overcame it. Jonas kept going. Came to another chamber with a river, coursing river, and the river went towards another tunnel leading to the yellow light, and on the other side of the tunnel was a blue passageway. However, Jonas decided to return. Oh, you also had visions, or rather oral hallucinations, I guess you'd call them, like you were hearing a conversation between Matthew and Eleanor, or Mrs. Blackbird, as well as a third person, another man. You made your way back just in time to see the fight going on, and I believe Nova noped out of the fight, ran over to the old oak.
She's being real supportive in a verbal manner.
Of course she has been, and
She's a cheerleader.
It's true. There was a weapon made out of one of the claws of the dragon, I believe, done by Toring, by Lars, and handed to Silas, who unfortunately wasn't very apt in using weaponry. In fact, the only one who's actually any good with that is Tide, but Tide is already equipped with a pretty good sword themselves, so you have a giant dragon claw spike club right now, so that's something. And I think that's pretty much where we ended. It was a pretty drawn out fight. Oh, Jonas also, before that, Jonas also saw a person from his past while he was with Matthew and Cobbler investigating the bridge. Now, I'm going back all the way to the beginning of the stream. But you saw Allison, didn't you?
I did.
And
we'll get to that later.
We will. We certainly will. But for now, I have some announcements to make before we start the game. First of all, the Mummy Kickstarter, Mummy 2nd Edition Kickstarter, is still going on, I believe. Let me just check that very quickly. I should have done this before.
Trev, why don't you share yours while he's looking stuff up?
So, I know that Onyx Path is doing a sale for a game called Pugmire. The basic idea is it's Game of Thrones, but much nicer because dogs are the main people involved, as opposed to humans. So naturally, it's a much lighter, nicer tone. I have to say, it looks pretty great to me. There's a lot you can do with dogs. I got the PDFs 50% off, and 50% of the money you make from that goes to help dogs and include the SPCA, I believe. So it's a great little thing by Onyx Path. I got it. I personally think it's a great little RPG, one of the more interesting ones I've seen in a while. Next to Changeling, of course. But yeah, I'd definitely pick it up if you're interested in something a little new.
And I believe that they have a live play of that streams on Twitch, so pay attention to that if you sneak peek at it.
Yeah, definitely worth looking into. I want to start watching it, actually. There's never enough hours of the day, you know.
Yeah. So Mummies is still going on?
Yes, Mummy is still going on. Sorry for the slight delay there. I was typing a thing. There's 13 days to go, and they've already hit almost $50,000. So that's almost double what they set out to get. And I've been reading some of the updates, and it's been pretty cool so far. Essentially, I was reading one of the developers, I believe, was saying on Twitter that they were starting their game essentially with this huge kind of catastrophe going on, kind of like Life is Strange, if you guys recall that game.
Yep.
So starting out with yeah, it's a good game. So starting out with this horrible tragedy that's going to happen, and then kind of jumping back in time with cultists and mummies trying to figure out how to prevent this happening. So it's really a very different kind of game from the original Mummy, which I believe was much more about people cursed to constantly be reborn and do certain things for their gods. Don't quote me on that. I'm not too familiar with the setting. but it's certainly its own beast right now, and it seems really interesting. So go check that out. It's on Kickstarter right now. 13 days left to go. Don't miss out on that one. And with that, I think we're done with the Nope, one more. Sorry about that. I am also going to Dragon Meet next Saturday, which is Saturday the 30th of November, which is in London, and I will be just walking around, hanging out. It's my first tabletop role-playing game convention since forever, so that's going to be fun. I'm going to check out Modiphius and the Onyx Path and everything else that I can get my hands and eyes on. If you guys are going, if anyone's going, then just if you see me walking around, I'll be wearing my usual outfit, the Simitsi t-shirt. You just hit me up. It's going to be great, and I hope I'll see you there. Any of my players going, by the way?
I will not be able to make it, unfortunately. I am in the United States. 4,000 miles away.
That's a pity. Why? What are you doing over there?
Yeah, it's a bummer.
But in all seriousness, though, you guys are having a holiday coming up as well soon. Next Thursday, I believe. It's going to be Thanksgiving?
Thanksgiving, yes.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So we will not be playing on that Thursday because most of our audience are American as well as most of our players. So to spare everyone the stress of having to balance that, we'll maybe run a... well, we'll see what we'll do. We might show up anyway. We'll see. Okay, I think that's enough of me blabbing for now, which I will be doing anyway later on. And we'll start... Oops. That was me hovering over the stream. We'll start playing a storytelling game of Beautiful Madness, Changeling the Lost. So, you are standing on the big, usually empty field. The two crashed cars or wrecked cars that were on this field for at least the last 18 years are gone, as is most of the soil and grass of about a 30-foot diameter hole. Was it bigger? I think it was 30 to 40 feet.
It was big.
I think it was 50, but I don't know. I could be misremembering.
Yeah, I think 50 feet. Essentially a giant semicircular hole in the ground, and there's flakes of burning dragon scale floating through the air, just vanishing one by one, as the corpse of the giant dragon of Silas's mount is dissolving into pure glamour. The air is thick with it, but just like before, this glamour is, it's got a tinge of corruption to it. Now, corruption is not the right word. It would be decay almost, or some kind of wrongness to it that makes it clogging your nose and clogging your brain. It's rich. It's very, very rich, and any of you who are short on glamour can use this opportunity to kind of fill up. Like if you breathe in, it just fills your body, and it's not a pleasant experience, but it makes you feel full. It takes away this kind of itching hunger that you've been feeling for quite a while now, especially those of you who have been freely using your abilities.
Okay. I think, even though I'm not super low, I'm still going to pop off, fill back up. I don't have my sheet with me, but I'll fill up.
That's all right.
I will too, I think. Cringing, but still.
I'm going to take a point of glamour. It's not going to be a huge breathing in, but when you see it, a little bit of the taste is good enough.
Right.
I'm only down one, so I'll pass.
Okay. And Jonas and Nova, you're still standing by the large oak, right? Is that correct?
I'm inside of it.
Oh, you were.
I was heading
out
towards
though, right?
it.
I was heading back to like the first chamber, so I could
right.
take the room I haven't, the pathway I haven't taken.
Okay. The rest of you've noticed that Jonas has not come out of the oak, and you haven't seen him during this entire fight. Nova, you're heading up to this oak, and you spot, just as Jonas did, you spot this kind of tunnel descending into the ground. There's a staircase going deep into it, and it's completely pitch black, just a little bit down.
I think she's just gonna go to the edge of it and be like Jonas. Jonas, are you there?
Jonas, you're hearing Nova's voice. It's distant, but you can tell that she's calling out to you. And you're in the machinery room again, with the 3 exits, or 4 if you count the one you came down from.
I'll start heading back up then.
All right.
To the entrance.
Dragon's gone. It's a really good time to come up. Like, this is a premium time to come back.
I appear next to Nova, drop my light shy, and the dragon, you killed it?
Not me, but they did.
Okay, so we're good. Great.
Yeah.
Well done, I guess.
What's down there?
I don't know really. It's like not a maze, but some pathways down below. But there are some weird stuff happening as well. Some visions and temptations and fears. I have been there's 3 paths downstairs. I've been to one, it leads to a river, and one is blocked. I think that's where the dragon was, and one I haven't had time to go through yet.
Did you see a person down there?
Not just visions, illusions. No one real. But
Isn't this supposed to be where that guy was? That was fueling the whatever, right?
Yeah, I maybe I don't know. The dragon maybe went after him. I'm not sure, but there is still one path that we haven't, and the path with the river is also had a door on the other side of the river, but I couldn't get to it.
Okay.
We should probably. I mean, do you think that the principal knows about this?
I have no idea.
I mean, this was where they said that they had done their ritual, the spell, right? Their contract.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think there are these are traps or something down there, protection, safety measures for protecting it. But I think I don't know if it's still up and running, but it still seems weird. Still seems magical, if you will. What's going on down there? I don't know if I disabled the temptations and the dangers down, but just by going through them. But otherwise, there are some. The first is some kind of, when you just go down, there's the darkness there. Just wants to, for me, it wanted to offer me some power, but I don't believe that is the case. It's more a trap, I would guess, but I don't know.
Doesn't sound like something they'd put down there.
Sounds like something they might have trapped down there.
Yeah, maybe it's like part of that whole contract.
Mm-hmm.
And if it looks like broken, does it look so maybe we should be worried because something's not right and that's not working.
Before we jump to conclusions, maybe we should just go down and examine it properly, but maybe call into Miss Blackbird, say what's going on. But before we do any much conclusion making, we should maybe investigate a bit more. You want me to go down again? Do you want to follow?
Into the scary hole that was tempting you?
Yeah.
Jonas, you've walked up to where the others were, close to the hole in the ground. By the way, you've seen the remains of this fight. And immediately you notice that from the hole in the ground, you see the faint light, the same yellow light you saw coming from the path that was blocked to you, as well as the path the river was taking, the underground river. It's coming from the hole. It's very, very faint.
There is a path that was blocked downstairs, and I think that led to, I guess, where the dragon come from. Did it? Wow, it was big, right?
Yeah.
Well done. I'm impressed, I guess.
Jonas, like that is just standing there, sword still in like one hand, and holding a gunshot with the other one like this, and like
Sorry.
and it's just like no, but just they're just like standing there looking at the hole and be like, this was where the cars were, you know.
Yeah,
They're not here,
I noticed.
here anymore.
I see that. Well, they were things of the past, I guess. They had served their purpose. No use for them now, anyways.
Mm-hmm.
So we're going down
I
through the tree.
like. Do you think this is? Do you see the pathway down? Is it dark? Do you see? Is it just darkness for you?
Lars will move over and look into the tree.
You're looking down the tree path, the same one that.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, it looks the same as it did for Jonas, and as it did for Nova. It's this dark, unlit path, just leading down underground.
Just looks like a dark path going down.
Yeah, I don't see anything.
It doesn't look that for me. It's not dark. So I guess the trap is still up for you. The path will try to tempt you with power, I think, if it will do the same as it did for me. I suggest resisting it. And if you think that temptation for endless power will be hard to resist, then maybe you should not go down this path. Quite literally.
Wait, so our plan is to go down this path?
Do you think we should talk to the council about this? I feel like this is something they should know about if they don't, and if they do, they maybe could illuminate us as to what's going on.
We came to fix the dragon. We didn't come to fix this whatever they made. If there's something wrong with this contract, can we fix it? Can we even know what's wrong with it? Like,
no.
You know what?
I mean, it's just like go. There. I can go and look down in it. It's like
Lars will take out the weird walkie-talkie that they had given him and try to figure out how to use that to contact the council or whatever.
What are you doing? Do you want to call them?
Yeah, how do you... Where's the button to talk?
I'll show you. Oh, hold on. I got some blood on there. Hold on. I'd wipes it with an elbow. Here. There you go.
Okay, so he'll call Patty, probably? Since she was the one who drove us up here, right?
Yeah, she's the one standing by the car.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's call her since she's the closest.
You ring, and it takes about 2 to 3 signals before she picks up, and she goes, I can't believe you did it. I saw the fighting going on, but I saw the dragon. I'm assuming you've beaten it. You're still alive, right?
Yep.
Yes.
Oh jeez.
But
that's yeah.
There's a tree that has like a path through it. What do you know about that?
Well, that's the entrance to the underground chamber where we perform the contract.
Apparently there's 3 paths down there?
Yes. Well, we only used the yellow one. That's where we were going, according to Matthew.
Okay. That one appears to be caved in because the dragon went through there.
There's a pretty long silence before she goes, you're saying that the yellow pathway is destroyed?
Yes.
Do you know what's happened to the room?
No. The hallway is caved in. We can't get through it.
Okay. I'll check with I'll check with everyone else, see if we can get some dynamite or something to clear it up. We need to find out if that room is safe.
Is that where he is?
Yes, that's where that's where Wenceslas is. Yes.
Okay. Do you want us to try to get through, or
can you?
We have an
maybe.
Ogre. What is there a way to bypass the traps?
What traps?
The darkness and the ultimate power thing.
I don't follow. What are you talking about?
Jonas, tell us.
Give him the phone. Give him the phone.
Okay. Well, I went down the cave, under the tree, and there was like a darkness. There is still a darkness apparently there. That's just very tempting. And I went down one of the other ways that hadn't caved in, and it was showing me like really freaky stuff, fearful stuff. Is that something it's supposed to do?
I don't think that's supposed to happen. Last time I was down there was nothing. It was just the machinery was making a lot of noise, but that's about it. Nothing else.
Did she say
the machinery? It's at a standstill. It doesn't work right now.
As soon as Lars hears machinery, he goes through.
I'm sorry, Jonas. Are you there?
Yeah. There were machinery, but it didn't work. It said, "Okay, now Lars went down the tunnel."
Okay.
Machinery.
What's she saying? Are we in trouble? What's she saying? We should go back, right?
It's not good. It seems like.
Look, friends don't let friends do stupid things alone. I'm gonna go into the tunnel as well.
Okay.
No.
We're okay. The machines are broken, and we're currently going down to investigate them. Do you know anything about them?
The machines, how are they broken? What?
I don't know. They're not doing anything right now.
I'll tell Matthew. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Call us back.
All right. Sure. That's really weird.
Bye.
Okay. So who's heading down? Everyone?
I'll go.
Nova's last.
All right, so you start heading down this path, and pretty quickly, just like Jonas said, you start feeling these visions of, or seeing these visions rather, of yourselves using your Fey-like abilities to take over Littlebrook, to subjugate the people, and to cast out the older changelings, clearly too weak to rule over this realm. And you see yourself situated on thrones and served by mortal slaves. It's like this strange. Everything just kind of looks flat, like it was a set piece presented before you, and it doesn't feel real at all. Maybe it's the fact that you've been told already by Jonas, but it just kind of looks silly almost.
So I tell it to its face then. This is stupid. Try harder.
Maybe don't encourage to try harder.
Maybe this is a very one-note kind of spirit, or whatever is down here. Maybe all it knows is pride. It can't imagine what we really want.
Maybe.
You make your way past these visions, and they don't really seem to get a hold of you unless any of you would be the kind of person who would be tempted by these sort of visions. Now would be a good time to reveal that. But if you're not, then you find your way down to this circular chamber once more, which has a distinct purplish hue to the air in it. Something that Jonas, you noticed before, I forgot to mention. And as you're standing in this room, it's the machinery, not even you, Lars, who have been working with machines and contraptions for who knows how long, can actually figure out what this is supposed to do. There are levers and wheels and buttons and gauges and needles showing, like, they're supposed to be moving around, but everything is just completely still. There's a faint smell of rust mixed with machine oil and dust, and you see cobwebs here and there, and sure enough, there's a few spiders scuttling around, but it doesn't seem to be anything working at the moment, and it's pretty cold down here as well.
Doesn't look like it's worked in a while. This isn't something that stopped working just days ago when we came through.
Do you think you could get it up and running? I mean, I can get you some supplies.
I don't know what it's supposed to do.
Look, check.
Maybe if you just give it a look, see if there's like a gear out of place or it just needs to be oiled. I don't know, but
all right, I'll look it over. You guys keep going.
Do you want me to stay with you?
No, I'll be fine. I've got a dragon claw.
Fair enough.
I point to the path I've already went to. This is the path that leads to the river and the doorway on the other side. And this path I haven't been down yet. I don't know where it leads. And this path is the path where the dragon come from and the guy apparently was as well. Silas, do you think you could remove some of this rock, see how much it is, if it's even possible, or?
Sure, I'll give it a shot. And Silas takes his giant arms and starts slowly throwing aside the big boulders.
All right, I'm gonna have to ask you to make a strength athletics, I guess would be the appropriate roll, correct?
That sounds great. Let me just get my dice roller and what difficulty?
Do you need some help?
Gotcha.
Here, I'm gonna reach into the bag and use my ability to pull out a gardening spade because it's got to be size 1, and help with that.
I hold out the stick with the dragon claw on it. Maybe that'll help.
How are you using your ability? What are you doing?
I'm pulling
a good weapon, but I would
garden spade.
Hey, Lars, maybe you could use it as a lever and try to help me get some of these larger boulders out.
With this equipment, you're gonna get. I'm gonna guess that Silas is doing the main role for this.
Yeah.
So with the help and equipment, Silas, you're gonna get +3 dice for this roll.
Ooh.
Sweet. Okay.
Nova will just go up and into the rocks and be like, hey guy, you still in there? We're coming if you can hear us. Guy who's in the rock behind.
There is no response from behind the rocks.
Had to try.
There might not be a guy behind.
And four successes on the roll.
4 successes. That's great. You, Silas, you start lifting these rocks away, and it's a long and pretty difficult process because every now and then there's another small cave-in. You see gravel and stone and other forms of rock just kind of pour in where you pull away one of the stones. But after a while, you manage to see a small hole in the opening, and the kind of strong, intense yellow light that's coming through is almost lighting up this chamber that you're in. The rest of you are helping in any way you can, except perhaps for Lars, who's investigating this machinery. And Lars, I would like you to roll a intelligence science roll. No, intelligence occult roll, please.
Occult?
Oh, yeah.
Weird tech.
So, if you don't have it, you take 3 dice away.
That's I think that's a rule. Someone.
Yes,
Okay.
yes, that's how it is.
In that case, I have 0 dice.
Can Nova come over and
Then you
get
can
curious
leave
about
the-
it?
I believe I have a couple. I have 1 or 2 in a cult. I might or I might not. I don't know.
Let me see. I have your.
My computer's fucked.
I
So
do.
Lars doesn't have a cult, but I know that
So-
Silas has int 1 and occult. Where is it? Occult
Touring,
1.
if you have zero
I
dice, you can still roll 1 dice. It will only be a success on a 10, and a 1 will be an exceptional failure.
Hmm.
All right, let's do it.
Do it. You can actually. Oh, you get another die because everyone else seems to want to help you out. So.
Okay. So 2 dice.
Or no?
Nova's bored. She
no
can't help
10.
with the rocks, so she's over here.
Okay. So all right. Sorry. What?
No 10s.
No 10s. So you have no idea what this thing is.
Okay. Yeah.
do you
I have no clue
want
what this
to
is.
shovel Nova?
No, I want to look at this machine thing because this is boring.
All right.
Nate
So
has.
she goes over. Yeah.
Nate has int 2 and occult 1, and Nova. I think Nova has the highest. Nova has intelligence 2 and occult 2. If either
That
of you
is
want to try.
No successes. 2
I'm
ones.
gonna try.
Oh my, 2 1s. Ouch. You're gonna get another. Each of you get an extra die because you're helping each other out with this. 3 successes for Nova and 1 more to
0
roll.
successes
Oh,
still.
okay.
All right.
Just still 3.
Okay, Nova, you study this thing, and it's definitely not an espresso machine. You know that much. It's kind of hard to figure out what this thing does because it seems to be doing everything. Like there's, it certainly doesn't seem to be a normal kind of machine. There are arcane symbols all over the place that would belong more in some kind of spell book than it would fit in here. And there are the levers are kind of rusted shut, and it's like I think you recognize some alchemic symbols for fire and earth and water, but you cannot figure out what this thing is.
It's a weird machine, guys.
Yeah, that's correct.
Thanks for the insight.
I'm useful.
Yes, you are. Yes,
Thanks.
you are.
You can at least figure out that this is not something human-made. That's a conclusion you can draw.
It's weird and like probably magic, so that's something. Important.
I just
Okay, so Go ahead, Ty.
remembered. Can you show me your phone? Or any of us take out my phone and check if I have reception at all.
You have no reception down here.
Okay, so they will not be able to call us. Someone needs to stay outside.
what's the worst thing that
Because-
happens? We all die in a cave-in? I mean, in that case, I don't know if there's much we would be able to do.
Even if someone's outside, we won't know what's going on down
So
farther.
There might be a call telling us like, "Oh, you're down there. Whatever you do, don't touch the thing. It will destroy everything." I can wait outside but I would like to see what goes down this hole as
you're
as well.
the one that defeated the thing so far. I think you should go. I think I need to go too, because if there's a river, I can fix that. I don't know about. I'm not
And I
really
wanna
good
go
at
'cause I'm
planning
curious.
out- Okay,
I can
that
stay.
doesn't leave us.
No.
I can't fight
I'll
anything
stay.
anyway.
You seem to be the only one that actually figured anything out what's inside of here, so I don't know. How about we just go out and call them and see what they gotta say, and then we all go. We can do that too, but they will not be able to call us while we're here down here.
I mean, didn't we just call them and tell them we were going to excavate, or?
Yeah.
They told me that they would call back.
All right, we're not getting. Are we getting through? Silas.
Silas is almost done actually. A sufficiently small person could crawl through the hole at this moment.
That's me.
Nova could probably get through too, but yeah, Lars is a shoo-in for this kind of thing.
I'm the smallest. All right. See you on the other side. And he'll crawl through.
Okay, I'd like you to make a Dex Athletics roll, please.
Uh-oh.
Or should it be acrobatics is not a thing, right? I don't think it is. No, it's athletics.
Yeah.
Nah, I'm mixing it up with Dungeons and Dragons. Sorry.
Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Ooh.
10, 10, 10. So 3 successes.
Wow, 3 10s?
And 10s, you roll another dice, right?
Yeah, 10s
I
explode.
do believe so, yeah.
Do you keep doing it, or do they only do it once?
Yeah, you keep doing it, I think.
Keep doing it.
Okay, 3 successes.
All right. You see how Lars starts crawling through this hole, and he is crawling like a champion. It's like he was made for this. And he just goes in through the hole, and you hear some scratching and some rubble being shifted around. And soon enough, Lars, you find yourself on the other side of this rubble. And the light is, well, it's been blinding this entire time, but now when you can really see it, it's, you almost have to shield your eyes. So, first of all, there's a giant hole in the ceiling, and there's sunlight coming down to it, and it's being reflected by thousands upon thousands of these small jewels. They're topaz, like yellow topaz. They're covering the walls. They're all polished. They're all shaped in 6-cornered. They're cut into 6 corners, and they're lining the walls in this round chamber, and it's much bigger than the previous chamber you were in. There's a little river, which is like going across just in front of you, and there's a little bridge over it, and it's going from the right to left. And in the middle of this giant chamber, there are 6 pillars placed around this kind of raised pedestal in the middle, and each of these pillars are reaching up to the ceiling, and they are also covered. No, they are made from the same material. They are carved out of topaz, like giant topaz pillars, and the light is just being reflected. The entire room is like glowing in yellow, and you see a body lying on the pedestal in the middle, but it's too far away from you to see, actually.
Okay, so Lars is going to turn around, and he's going to kind of shout through the tunnel, describing what he's seeing. And then he's going to say, Jonas, you said there was a river in the other room?
Yeah, a river in the other wood, and it seemed to come from this room. It was also like filled with yellow light.
Okay, so I'll say the water seems to be flowing in this direction. Would that mean they had to swim upstream to get here?
Essentially, the water is coming from where the green room is and flowing into the yellow room, and then continuing on to presumably the orange room.
Okay, so if you go into the green room and get in the water, you should end up here.
Yes, that would be a reasonable conclusion to draw. Yes. Silas can still keep moving rocks. By the way, it's not like he has to stop. And if you wait maybe another 5 or 10 minutes, then you might be able to get through everyone, except maybe Silas.
Okay, brilliant.
While he does that, then I'll go up to top surface again, and just with Lars's phone that I still have, and wait for a call.
Should I go check on him? Because there's somebody out there.
What do you mean?
There's somebody out there. There's a person laying over there.
Do you want me to come with you? And
Wait.
I stop pulling apart the rocks.
That's the guy. That's the person that keeps this spell or contract or whatever, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't approach him just yet. I mean, I don't know how deep he's sleeping, and if we wake him up, I don't know if he'll be happy about.
I mean, should I go see if he's even alive?
Here, just wait till we get through, because
Okay.
I don't want him to wake up and decide to take out whatever anger he has on you.
All right, let's go. I start just going down the blue tunnel.
All right, so everyone is going down the blue tunnel except for Jonas, who's going upstairs, and Lars, who's still in the
just
yellow
for
chamber.
a little while Silas is moving rocks, and then when about he's done moving rocks, I'll come back down again.
Okay, so Silas, are you still clearing up the yellow passage? Who's going to the blue room?
I am.
I'm going to finish cleaning up the yellow passage in case we need to get Lars back. Or even if I need to keep it open somehow. You never know if the rocks might collapse and leave them trapped on the other side again.
All right. Just to make clear, though, that the river that Jonas saw was very, very strong. It was so strong that he wasn't sure if he could cross it himself.
Tide? I know I shot you. That's my fault.
I know.
Can you make sure we don't drown?
Maybe. I need to see what's up.
All right.
I'll see when we get there. Come on.
Because I'm made of rock, so I'm pretty sure I don't float.
I think Nova's going to wait for enough rocks to move that she can just go directly into the yellow chamber.
I have a question about you being about the rock. How do you speak? Like, is it okay? It's not relevant right now. If I think of too many things, I can't focus. Okay, I'm seeing the river. Are we there yet, or what's going on?
Okay, so it's a green room, by the way. It's not a blue room. I don't know why it became blue
green.
or something. So you're heading down this tunnel, this passageway to the green room, whoever of you are, and as you do. This kind of intense fear starts welling up in your chests. And unlike the last one, this is very, very personal. Tide, you see yourself back when you were still human, and your family life is going on, except that your brother is just becoming strange and cut off from you and doesn't want to speak to you anymore. And you realize that your parents are not talking to each other. Dinner is quiet, tense. Every little noise is loud in this room. Every little movement is frowned upon. It's like you're walking on shards of glass, and it's strange, and you feel like the glue in your family is kind of starting to fall apart. Nate, you're also heading down this passage, right?
Mm-hmm.
You feel intensely that not only did someone else take your life, they did it better than you. You feel like if you'd still be here, maybe you would have ended up homeless on the streets of Minneapolis or worse. You feel like a failure, like you were supposed to do something else, but you just screwed up, and only through luck you made it to Arcadia, where you ended up fulfilling an actual purpose. Who else was going through? I think Nova was staying with Silas, right?
Yep.
Okay, so it's you two. These emotions are kind of throwing you around, and it's hard to stay focused on the path. It's very vivid. You're seeing all this before your eyes. And there's also the fear that someone is watching you. You feel like an all too familiar presence. Black eyes, snow white skin, blood red lips, and a dress made out of the season's colors is watching you, just waiting for you to slip up, just waiting for you to reveal where you are so she can take you back. Both Nate and Tide, you're seeing this person, and you know exactly who it is.
I'm drawing my pistol. Where
Put
are
that
you?
away, for fuck's
Come
sake. You already
out.
shot me once. What?
Tide, stay back.
What?
That thing, it's somewhere nearby.
Nate, you hear with perfect clarity right next to your ear, I want to make you a statue.
I'm gonna turn and shoot.
All right. So go ahead and roll Dex Firearms. No,
Oh yeah,
it's
two
not,
dice.
It's not Dex Firearms. What did we call it? It was Silas.
Don't shoot me again, please.
What did we say?
Oh yeah, we did say Dex Firearms, didn't we?
Yeah.
Dex firearms for ranged, yeah.
Yeah.
That is a singular success.
Okay, good. You don't shoot Tide, but you
Hell
shoot
yeah.
maybe 5 feet away from her. And I want both of you... Actually, no, I'm going to roll this.
Doing the thing right now.
Do I get a reaction to that shot?
Yes,
or?
you certainly do. Tide, you take 1
Oh
clarity
god, our
damage.
ears.
And
I am so sorry, our ears.
And Nate,
I think why am I taking a clarity damage?
because you're being shot at by Nate, and you're also
Why
seeing
me?
because you're in this.
He's aiming at me?
Well, he hit the wall about 5 feet away from you.
Okay,
And-
yeah, sorry, go on.
Nate, you take 2 clarity damage.
Oof.
I reflexively leap off and at him and try to tackle him to the ground. What are you doing? Be quiet, they're gonna hear.
Okay, Dex Athletics, or should that be Strength Athletics? I think Strength Athletics, contested roll,
Yeah.
if Nate is fighting
Or
it.
strength melee, maybe?
Melee, would it be melee?
I don't know, or
Brawl, I would.
brawl,
I, would
yeah,
I think it's,
brawl.
oh yeah, okay, yeah, sure, brawl. Strength brawl, both of you.
And for me, that's I have two in brawl, with a specialty in grappling. So 3 in
That's
brawl,
true.
and then what's my?
That's
Do you know my strength?
Your strength is 3.
All right, that's 6
So
dice.
you're fighting Tide? You're fighting against them?
Yeah, I'm gonna try to not get tackled.
Alright.
You two get along, please.
Out of all 6 dice, no success.
Never.
No success?
Yeah, none.
I have no brawl, but I have dexterity.
Okay, you have, no, it's strength, but you don't have brawl, so
Strength,
that...
I have 3.
Yeah, so you get -1 because it's a physical. Thanks, Jordan, for checking that up. So you get to roll 2
Yes.
dice.
Oh, this is gonna go well.
Silas
One success!
One success. So you actually...
You beat me.
Yeah, you beat Nate, and you tackle him to the ground. The gun goes flying. Nova and Silas and Lars, you hear a gun being fired and shouting.
Oh no 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 no
What's
no no
going
no
on
no
out there?
no 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 no. I think I just go to the edge of it, just to the
Take-
edge. Like, hey, is
Take
that
the gun away from Nate.
We're gonna have to have a talk again, and we didn't even have the first talk.
Silas carefully puts down one of the rocks and just marches over there, marches to the other people currently shooting at each other.
Silas and Nova, you spot Nate and Tide. Tide has grappled Nate to the floor. There's a gun lying on the ground. And you start seeing these visions as well. Not Nova, because Nova is waiting outside of the corridor. But Silas, you're suddenly...
Inside.
You're inside. And you find yourself back on a very familiar street. And you hear the jingling of your brother's bike bells as they ring from a distance. You don't see them, but you see these 2 unruly children fighting out in the middle of the street, making Mother upset.
It's making me upset. I'm like, guys, do you not know the rules of the neighborhood? And then I realized that, yes, I've actually said this out loud as I keep approaching them. And so my Fey meme is breaking through the mask, making me look more like an ogre than I normally do. It wouldn't be intimidating to anyone unless you are already buying into the visions in their own right.
So you two see this huge ogre heading towards you, telling you that you should obey the rules of the street, was it?
The neighborhood, yeah.
The neighborhood. And Silas, you're scared too, because you know that if Mother finds you with these two children fighting, they're not gonna get the worst of it.
Absolutely. It's like there's no, my job is pretty simple. Order. It's what Mother loves more than anything. So that's what she will have.
You guys are sounding really weird in there. You should probably come out, okay? I don't know. I can't figure it out, but it seems pretty bad in there. Can you hear me?
Yeah, what's going through my mind right now?
Silas hears this from Nova and says, yes, exactly. Nova gets it.
I think I'm gonna ask everyone present to roll resolve and composure to see if they can.
Oh, great! 2 stats I'm terrible at.
Actually, okay.
Well, you're certainly playing your character, that's for sure.
I'm actually okay at these.
Oh, 2 successes. Oh wait, no, one of those explodes.
Nice.
3 successes.
Nice.
1, 2. All right. Okay. 3.
Great.
1 success.
Great.
Despite rolling 6 die.
I got 6 successes.
Oh my god.
With 5 dice.
Oh my
Jeez.
god.
No, seriously, I wouldn't kid you on this.
No, I believe he does.
So Nate.
Oh no! Wait.
Nate and Tide, you're kind of slowly shaking this fear away from your minds, and you're starting to realize what's going on. But Silas, you're just like, nah, that ain't real. You just shove it away. That's not true. You're untouched by this. You know it's not real. And Nova, you're whatever faint visions you were getting standing close to the edge, it's nothing.
Okay, guys. Okay, forget all the stuff I said about the neighborhood. There's some weird mystical mind mumboing going on. We gotta get out of here. We're done for the day.
Yeah.
He reaches down and tries to scoop up both Tide and Nate.
I can get up on my own.
This would be okay. So when he scoops up Tide as she tries to clamber onto Nate, this would ordinarily be a difficult task, but given the size of Silas, it's relatively easy.
I'm just gonna kick the gun into the river and let it sink.
You're not quite by the river yet, though. You're still in the tunnel between rooms.
Then I'm gonna.
Oh, sorry. However, the spell has no effect on you anymore. It's slowly dissolving.
Okay, so then I'm gonna go and just get rid of it, toss it in the river.
No, wait.
Yeah?
Don't toss it. Just don't use it. But we can find a way to make you learn how to use it. Eventually.
Probably a good idea.
Take the gun away from Nate.
I'm just gonna take the magazine out of the gun, empty the chamber, make sure it's unloaded. I'm just gonna hand the ammo to Silas. Here, you're in charge of this for now.
I salute and then stow the ammunition away in the backpack.
You can also sell it. It's not like we have a lot of money and we gotta stay here now. So anyway.
Wait,
this is a Fallout.
Chris, quick question.
Yeah?
I worked at a shady car dealership before I got taken. Have I handled cash before? Like, a decent chunk of cash?
Well, that's entirely up to you. I would imagine that you've probably had to stow some money away occasionally.
So it is fair to say I have, in the past, touched a wad of money.
I know what you're trying to do here. I don't think you can create a wad of money because you can create one item.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
So you can create $1, I guess. Or
I got $1. Okay, then I won't create it.
Well, you can create $1 bill.
Yeah, let's just say that you can definitely create money, but you can't create unique money. You can create copies of money you've held.
So, like, it would be counterfeit, but
Yes.
okay. I'd rather not go to jail on counterfeiting charges, so I'm gonna hold off on doing that.
We'll
Until
talk
we-
about that later off camera, whether you can or not, because it's a pretty neat little loophole you got there.
Yeah.
You're a perfect criminal so far, just so you know.
I can pull tools and weapons out of nowhere. Counterfeit
God.
money at will.
What have you got in your pants? Are you pulling those out of your pants? What pockets do you have?
I don't even know
This
anymore.
are-
We don't
Guys,
want to
the
know what's
first
in his pants.
question.
While
I'm not-
this is going on, Jonas, you receive a phone call from Madeline.
Hmm? Hello?
Jonas, is this you?
Yeah, it's Jonas. Yes.
What's going on over
What's
there?
going on? We're down in the tree. Silas is removing the cave in right now, and Lars went through to the other side and found like a crystal room or something with
Is
a
it
man.
safe? Is it damaged in any way?
I'm not sure, but there is a man laying on it in it. I suspect who it is, and he's just laying down. We haven't examined him yet. We don't know like if we can disturb him or anything. And otherwise, we're just keeping calm here right now. Trying not to do anything stupid.
Patty told me that you encountered some kind of traps.
Yeah. There was one when we went down. Like it was like a dark pathway that just offered power, more or less. And then in another
Power.
Yeah, it offered power. I don't know if it was. I don't think it was real. It was just like a hindrance or a trap or something. And then there was another one showing just fearful images. And yeah. When there's the third path we haven't gone through yet. So we don't know what that contains, but I'll guess there is something similar. Well, do you know anything about this?
I don't recall there ever being any visions or anything like that. This is all new to me. She also mentioned that the machinery in the first room was not working.
Yeah. It's nothing, and we tried to examine it, and it's a weird machine apparently, and it's not working at all.
That's very disturbing. It was working fine when we were there. I don't know what it's for, but we'll be there soon. But please hurry. Try to make sure that Wenceslas is safe.
Yeah, is there anything we should like avoid? Like, do not waking up, or do not move him, or
Do not wake him
touch
up. Do not move him. Do not touch him.
Okay. Do not wake him up. Do not move him. Do not touch him. Should we check that he is in a deep sleep or a coma or something? Should we check that he's
Just
still
make sure
alive,
that the
or should we
pillars are
just
okay.
avoid him?
Just make sure the pillars are okay and that he's unhurt.
The pillars should be okay and that he is unhurt. Anything else that we could use?
Whatever you see in there, I can explain. But it's...
What do you mean?
I'll explain when I get there. Just make sure he's fine.
Yeah, should we wait here?
No,
you?
make sure he's fine.
Yeah, okay. Will do.
She hangs up on the phone.
I go back down on the in the oak.
Yep. So as you get down,
And notice everyone.
yes, you notice there's a there's a grappled, well, there's a carried tide being held by Silas. There is a Nate who is apparently brushing himself off, probably getting up off of the ground, You don't spot Lars, so he's probably still inside the yellow room, and you see Nova kind of hovering outside this tunnel.
That's the tunnel with the fearful visions.
Good
I
morning.
told you about those. They told me. Oh, what's going down here? What are you doing?
Nate tried to shoot Tide again.
Jesus,
I'll
man.
explain in a minute. Just
Both Nate and Tide, your ears are hurting a lot, by the way.
yeah, they're ringing.
You're a trigger happy guy. I get it, and I guess it helped in the dragon, but try to keep calm. It's a lot of new experiences for all of us here. Please.
Yup.
He didn't do it on purpose. It was like the visions and shit.
They
Thanks,
told Madeline told me
You're welcome.
to check that the pillars in the yellow room are fine, and that the man is alive, and do not wake him up, but check that he is fine, and then they will come here and continue their investigations or something. But that's the instructions. Do not wake him up, but check that everything else is fine.
Don't wake him up. Check the pillars. Make sure he's alive. Okay, I'll be right back.
By the
All
way,
right.
Lars is extremely cold in the room you're in right now.
Okay. I don't think I have any to offset that, so I will just move quickly.
Don't you have a blanket?
And
In
hand
your back.
Oh, I do have a blanket and a stuffed animal. Yes.
And the
Perfect.
hand
little
warmer.
hand warmers.
The most
And the
important
ham
survival
warmer.
gear.
Okay. Here we go. I got something.
See,
So-
Jim knew what you needed.
So Lars will wrap himself in the blanket, and then he will pull out the stuffed animal, which I think mine was. I don't know that we said what mine was. We'll say mine's just a teddy bear.
Yeah.
Pretty nondescript. And I am going to summon the loyal servant.
Uh-huh.
I gotta.
That is on, let me see which page. That is page 129 in the rule book.
120. I gotta check my loophole.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I am going to summon a. It's an elemental, right? Or material.
Is it? I thought it was like a goblin creature.
Changeling.
Oh no.
Changeling. So I cut my head, let a drop of my blood fall onto. Oh yeah, I'll have it drop onto the discarded item, being the teddy bear, which animates into a small servant, is intelligent as a dog, and can carry out simple commands. And I don't think I'll do the loophole. I'll spend the glamour.
All right. You do this. Oh, sorry. Yeah, tell me.
Nope, you go ahead.
I
was just going to order it to do something.
Yeah, and the teddy bear, it stands up to life, and then you see how these swirls of raw, like it's like a heat wave on a summer's day. Like the air is kind of wobbling, and it starts intensifying for the pillars, and it kind of drifts over towards where you are. and you see these specks of color in the air as the teddy bear kind of just starts twitching, and it kind of stands there for a bit, and then just it explodes, like pieces of fur and cotton just flying everywhere.
Oh, I'm sorry, little bear.
Was that supposed to happen? Was that the plan?
So I will. I'll yell back through the little tunnel. Don't use contracts in here. You'll explode. And then I will wrap myself in the blanket and start moving towards the pillars.
All right. So while you're doing this, what are the rest of you guys doing?
Being carried.
I'll head
Following.
in. Yeah.
I don't think you
I'm
can
following
make it
Tide and Silas.
All right.
Can I follow, Chris? Can I follow them?
You can go. Okay. Sorry. I. Who's going through to the green room and who's going through the tunnel in the yellow? Because you can go through the green room into the water and essentially get pulled along by this pretty intense river, unless someone does something about that, and get into the yellow room. Or you can go through the hole that Silas has made.
I'm going through
I'm
the
going
hole.
through the hole.
So we're going back out of the tunnel.
Silas will not be able to go through it yet. It's still pretty rubbly.
I'll wait with Silas.
Okay. Silas can, however, go by the river if he wants to. But it's gonna be a little bit of a tumbly ride, probably. It's a pretty strong river. Pretty strong current.
I can shape the river. Just let me down. Let me down. I'll go to the river. Let me see. Let me see what I can do.
Okay,
Mhm.
so
And then-
I let Tide down and let her see what she can do about the river.
Because if you remove too many rocks, you don't know how much the whole situation here was damaged. That caved in outside. Correct? Something else can like fall onto our head. So be careful what you're taking away from there. So let me first go see what can happen with this river. I might not be able to do anything, but here we go. Let's go. So I go up first, I guess.
Okay.
To the
I
river.
follow Tide.
I'm still going through the hole. I'm not going near that water. No thanks.
You can. So, yeah. Did we get there? Did something else happen, Chris?
You split the water, correct? With your ability?
Wait, I haven't gotten there.
Oh, sorry. I got super I'm really sorry. You get to the room properly. I'm sorry. You get to the green room. It's circular. On the other side.
You cut off, Chris. We don't hear what you're
okay,
saying.
that's weird. Is it working now?
Yeah.
All right, so you get to the end of the green corridor, and it's a circular room, pretty similar to the machine room, except there's no machinery here. There is a river coming in from the right, going to the left, with the yellow light coming from it. And there, on the other side of the river, is another passageway with a faint blue light coming from it. This room is otherwise pretty barren.
And this is the green room.
Yes.
Okay. How fast is the water going?
I would say it's pretty fast. It's more like a current than a stream.
So let me get this right. So there's a stream going through, and then you have entrances alongside it?
On either side of the river, yes. The one you came from and on the other side. And the river is going through a hole in the wall, and from that hole in the wall is a faint yellow light.
Okay, and it's going into that
Yes,
hole.
yes. So if you go into
Okay.
the river and you get pulled along, you will most likely appear in the room that Lars is in. Whether or not there's going to be a safe journey, though, it's a pretty strong current.
Okay. Okay. What's the surface of it? Like from where we're standing up to the hole, how
It's
far?
about. Oh, between the hole and the river.
Where I'm standing, how far can I go? What's the closest part I can go to towards the without stepping into the river towards the hole?
You can get up to the hole, but there is no passageway inside of it. It's water and there's a cave ceiling.
So wait, the water is going into a hole down or sideways? I keep
Sideways.
not understanding what's going on.
It's going
Okay, but and
sideways.
I can go all the way to the hole without stepping into the river.
Yes. But you can't
How
go
big
through
is
the
the
hole because the river is going through the hole.
That can be arranged. But how big is the hole? Will it fit through if we go through it?
If you jump into the water, you will most certainly fit through. There's probably enough space to, if you have your head over the surface, to breathe, but the current is strong and you have no idea how it's going through the cave.
Okay. What I'm asking though, is the hole big enough for Silas to go through?
Over the water?
Just the hole.
Yes,
Forget
he
the
could.
water.
Yes, he could go through the hole.
Okay, good.
Yes.
So, I look really angry, and I'm like, nothing is going how we accepted. I got shot almost 2 times, and this thing is not gonna stand in my way right now. I am upset with it. I'm just stand still, make way, and I just kind of like invoke a hostile. No, wait. Which one is it? Hold on. Elemental fury.
All right.
That's my
okay.
that's my loophole. I have to get angry. Just proclaim it.
All right. You kind of force yourself into an angry mood, not too hard, and
I can shape the world for up to 20 guards or meters around me. Therefore, what I do is I make like a U-form tunnel and like shape it up on one side so that you can slide down to the other side, but leave enough, and I attach it to the sides. So it's like there's like a little U hole going underneath so that the rest of the water can keep going underneath. But if you go up onto it, it's like a slide and you can just like to the other side, to the hole. It's like a smaller hole of ice with a U hole underneath.
So this slide is going across or through the tunnel?
It's going through the hole.
Okay. So you make like this little U in the water.
Slide kind of situation.
All right.
The whole, yeah.
I think I understand what you're doing.
I can try.
No, it's okay. We shouldn't. I'm not gonna question it. You make it work. You make this slide, and I want everyone who's gonna use it to roll a Dex Athletics to try to not get thrown into the water because you kind of build up a lot of speed with this thing.
Are you sure about this slide?
Don't question me right now. I'm very angry.
Okay.
Keep going.
Before I roll, is Silas going to be swept away by the stream? He's got a lot of mass. He should be able to touch the bottom of the river with his feet.
You
should be able just.
You're probably not going to get swept away, but it's not going to be a pleasant romp through the water. But the slide will be safe.
Okay, so Dex Athletics, right?
Yep.
Safe.
Safer.
What are we rolling against? Sorry.
Dex Athletics.
And I failed. Not a botch, but a fail apparently. So.
All right.
Okay.
Okay, Silas, you go first then apparently, and Silas just goes swooshing down, and he goes for a bit. Are you whooping as you go, Silas?
I'm not sure how much damage I'm taking on the way down.
You don't take much damage. I mean, you hit your head every now and then, but thankfully you got a pretty thick skull. However, when you when you suddenly have built up enough speed that you fly over the edge of this U and you splash into the underground stream, I'd like you to roll a strength athletics roll to see if you can keep your cool as you're suddenly in very, very cold water.
In my defense, I didn't know what was on the other side. I could have gone first to fix it.
I think you need stamina athletics if I'm in that cold water, but you know what? It's the same roll anyway, so it doesn't really matter.
All right, yeah, sure. And how did the other rolls go for you guys, by the way?
3 successes.
All right, Nova.
1 critical success, by the way.
Oh, you get to re-roll that one.
I was going through the tunnel right into the yellow room.
That's right. So only Tide and Silas are going then?
I watched
Jonas.
them go in, and then when they both jumped in the river, I turned around and go to the yellow tunnel.
You're like, nope.
Nope.
All right.
Thanks for the vote of confidence. No, I'm joking.
How did your roll
Probably
go,
the smartest
Tide? Tide, you got 3 and a
3
critical.
successes.
So you re-roll
1
10?
critical success. Yeah, that's the third one then.
Ah,
So,
okay. And Silas, how did your stamina athletics go?
2 successes for me.
All right. You've been through worse. You're not too far away from the bridge, which is close to where Lars is standing, and pretty much, well, not everyone else so far. You see Nova climbing out through the hole, and you manage to kind of crawl onto the ground. You're wet, and you're miserable, and you're cold, but you're in the room. Tide, you make it out just fine. Just, you kind of come to a stop, and you climb onto dry land. And everyone, you find yourself inside of this very, very cold chamber with the sunlight kind of coming down and reflecting off these countless topazes.
Hey guys, welcome to my fridge.
That blanket's smart. I go into my backpack and pull it out and kind of tie it like a cape.
You had ants on yours, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Just anything but butterflies.
Yeah. I'm gonna go over to Silas, who's wet probably, and give him my blanket because he's bigger. He'll need more, and he's wet, so the cold will be amplified.
Thank you, I tell Nate, toweling myself off, seeing the blanket become completely soaked with water and wringing it out over the river.
And you're all now inside this room. And you all spot the body lying maybe 30 feet, 50 feet away from you. This is a very big chamber. And you can actually see a pattern in the dust where this dragon must have been. And you can see how it's kind of small by the entrance. But the closer it gets, the bigger it gets. And there's no dust around this pedestal. It's just been wiped clean.
So we're waking this guy up?
No,
As she,
no,
starts
no,
walking?
no.
No, okay. Not wake
we're
up.
just
All
making
right.
sure he's alive. We're not touching him. We're just looking at him.
I'm gonna
Right?
examine the pillars and see if they seemed
Probably
unworried.
best if we just don't touch anything in here.
Good idea.
If we're not supposed to wake him up, are we supposed to be talking aloud?
Well, I'm pretty sure if the dragon bursting through the ceiling didn't wake him up, us talking's not going to do it.
That's a fair point.
But let's
Yeah.
be careful just in case.
You make your way over to the pillars, and like I said before, they're made completely out of the same material that's covering the walls. This yellow topaz, which is catching the sunlight and is almost blinding. Everything in the room is hued yellow. And you see at the foot of each of these pillars, there's a bouquet of flowers. They're all different flowers, different bouquets. And there's a photo kind of stuck into each of these bouquets.
Nova looks closer at him. She kind of gets up to
Jonas
investigate.
too.
Yeah, and you see it's a photo of Matthew and the same man that I believe. Who was it that checked out the photo on the desk of the principal?
It was me.
Yeah, Jonas, you recognize this is the same man that the principal was standing with in the photo. And
I think I showed that photo to everyone on the other
Yeah,
hand, so I don't
yeah.
think everyone's seen it.
so you recognize this is probably Madeline's husband, and it's every one of the changelings you've met. You see Matthew, you see Amanda or Cobbler, you see Inkwell, you see Jim, Patty, and of course Madeline standing with this person, and they're all looking happy. But there's just each one of them are some of them are eating ice cream, or maybe they're hanging out in the green or out hiking, or Inkwell's is pretty funny because they're both having a drink at, or probably quite a lot of drinks judging from it. There's a couple of small shot glasses and they're laughing. It's all good memories.
Are the flowers still fresh, or are they like with?
They are still fresh, but they're all covered in this thin layer of frost.
Otherwise, the pillars seemed undamaged.
They're undamaged, yes. And
That-
yeah.
I just look around. I sound calmer now. That sounds a lot calmer now. Like that rage had to get out, and it was that burst of ice, and now it's fine. Just like look normal, and says like that was not me. This ice is not me. I don't know. This is something else.
I think it's coming from him.
Him.
Hi.
Guy.
Could we tell if it gets colder if we go farther in?
It
Is there
does.
a-
It does.
It does.
And the chill, your breath is coming out in fog by the time you're getting close to the pedestal.
Either the pedestal or him or the energy from these pillars is what's causing the cooling. Are we
Is that
close enough
what
to
it's-
see if he's breathing or anything?
You look over at the man lying on the pedestal, and it is. Oh, there's some scratching going on somewhere in the background. There is. He's a withered husk, I suppose is the proper way of describing him. His skin is papery, pulled back from his teeth and his nose, and his fingers are thin. There's no muscle, just bone and skin, and his chest is faintly rising up and down, and you hear the breathing is very, very slow, and he's dressed. He has this crown made from horn, from like cut pieces of horn made into this crown, which is decorated with emeralds. And he's dressed in this big white ermine coat or cloak, which is fastened with this black onyx jewel on his chest. And across his chest, he's holding this big iron spear, as well as a polished mirror on the other side. He has his hands crossed, and one of them is holding the spear, and the other a mirror. And he's just slowly breathing in and out.
Okay, he's alive, but I don't know how much longer he's going to be that way.
Nova wants to sneak up and see if she can look into the mirror. Not touch it, just look into it.
The mirror is covered, just as everything else, with a very thin layer of frost. But she can faintly see, or you can faintly see your own reflection in it.
Okay.
For all we know, Lars, this is how it's maybe it's intended to be. We know we only got we should see that he was alive. He is alive. Maybe just leave now and not take any chances disturbing him or.
Yeah.
Madeline,
No.
it's so cold.
Guys.
Let's back out. Go. Gotta go.
No, wait. This reminds me of something else. This reminds me of the machines they use to keep Grandma alive. I think the machine that broke that's not working could have been keeping him alive. Or asleep. Or safe. And something broke
Well,
it.
then we need to figure out how to fix it.
Does anyone have a blanket? Maybe we should cover them.
Nova will take the one off of her.
I still have mine. It's fine. I took mine.
I
go over to him, and I whisper, "Madeline will be here soon. Did you want to tell her something?"
Stone hard grip. His fingers digging into your flesh, and he goes, "Make it stop."
Okay.
Hey, Tide! Tide, isn't this exactly what she said not to do?
Okay. I'm gonna make it stop, but you gotta let me go.
Mistake. He kind of hisses, and you see his teeth are yellowish from age, and his eyes are sunken deep into his sockets, and he's just staring at you. It's like, mistake.
What was a mistake?
He keeps staring into your eyes, Tide, and suddenly you're not there anymore. There's some weird noise in the background. Sorry, but
Not me.
all right. Suddenly you're not there anymore, Tide. You're in the library, and you see Matthew and Wenceslas, and they're sitting pretty much exactly where you were sitting when you were talking to Matthew before. And Wenceslas is just shaking his head, going, I know what I'm doing, Matthew. I know this is dangerous, but we have to do it. I don't want anything like that happening again. They were kids, Matthew, 20 of them. And Matthew is looking troubled. He's like, this is very old magic. Wenceslas, you know that, right? We don't know what it's going to do. We don't know what will happen if we do this. And Wenceslas goes, I don't care. The alternative is worse. We've lost too many people. Well, this is the seasons we're talking about, Wenceslas. We're making contracts with forces way beyond our imagination. This is old magic. If we do this, we might not be able to change what will happen. Matthew, please, let me do this. I think this will work. And then suddenly you're pulled back again, Tide, into this room, and he's staring at you, and you see this single teardrop just slowly going out of the corner of his eye, and it freezes on his cheek. And he's just like, please.
I just instinctively grab my hand and I try to thaw the ice.
No!
Stop me.
The mirror that was on his chest that he was holding with his hand that gripped you, it starts slipping slowly off, and it falls to the floor, and it breaks.
Can I try to catch it?
You can try,
What?
but
Dude,
would you be fast
can
enough?
Nova try to catch it? She's there too.
Is she?
I think.
I was moving up close to give the blanket so I could.
All right. One of you.
No.
You can try to roll. That would be Dex, athletics. It's a common skill we've been using.
Okay. Can Do we
I
both
think Nova rolls for it because you were busy thawing his tear.
I'm holding his hand, yeah.
Nothing.
Nothing. The
I was
crash
distracted.
of the mirror breaking against the floor is deafening. But nothing
We
seems
said
to
no
happen.
touching.
I technically I was only trying to touch the mirror, and I failed at that too. So I'm fine.
He said this spell was a mistake.
Okay.
We
But
don't know if he was
all
talking about the
agreed
spell.
not to touch anything.
Okay, quick, we gotta check out those other rooms. Maybe there's a way to start this machine again and undo this somehow. Come on. And I'll start walking back through the cave.
I'll follow.
He's got my hand. Unless I chop it off, I'm staying here.
The clatter of the spear falling to the ground hits your ears as well. And you see...
Can I try to grab that?
Sure.
2 successes.
Right. The spear gets into your hands, and immediately you feel like you're holding a boiling pot of coffee. It's like your skin starts sizzling. And it's scalding, like your skin is peeling back from the heat. You drop it?
Ow. Yeah.
Yeah. It clatters to the floor. And the waves in the air that you were seeing is becoming unstable. They're kind of fading in and out. And it's not as cold in the room anymore as it was.
Should we maybe leave quickly? Or like very quickly?
Very quickly.
Yeah,
Very
okay, Nova heads right back for the tunnel.
Is he still gripping my hand?
He's still gripping your hand. And
What can we do?
I'm gonna try. Wait, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah.
Brilliant. Okay. I'm gonna try and pull Tide away from Wenceslas.
All right. You're running up to Tide as
Yes.
Wenceslas looks at Tide again, and he asks, "What do you want to do?"
Keep people safe. Put you back. I don't know. What? Keep people safe.
What cost? And you reach Tide, Nate. You can start pulling them away if you want, but you haven't answered his question, Tide.
Oh, am I cutting off?
No, sorry. A little bit maybe. He asked you at what cost.
Uh-huh. Oh, what? I don't know what to answer.
And you pull away from him, and he kind of holds out his hand, and it falls to his side, and the crown he was wearing just slips off his head and falls to the floor, breaking into several pieces. The only thing left is the ermine cloak that he's wearing around his shoulders.
Okay, come on. There's nothing else we can do. This is bad. Let's get out of here. Let's don't call out to people who know what's happening. Come on.
Let's go.
Can I?
The pillars are starting to fade. Like the light is sort of vanishing.
Okay, we've done nothing we were supposed to do. We should get out of here.
Did exactly the opposite of what we were told to do.
You're running out into the chamber, into the room with the machinery. And to your surprise, everything is coming back to life. The little needles are moving around, the pipes are making loud noises, the machinery is turned on again, and it's becoming warmer. It's not. Yes.
I just have one question before we get out. Do I have enough time to grab a shard of the mirror that was shattered?
Nate,
Before
how hard are you
Nate
pulling
pulls
Tide?
me away.
Nate, how hard are you pulling Tide away?
Wenceslas.
Sorry, what?
Only hard enough to separate her from Wenceslas.
All right. So then, Tide, yes, you have the opportunity to take a shard of the mirror if you want.
Okay, I grab a shard of the mirror, the first one I can, and just let myself be dragged further, I guess, if you're still dragging me.
No, he'll let you go.
Okay, I run after them then.
Okay.
I don't think I can grab anything else,
Silas,
correct? Like the
no.
crown or
Well,
everything?
you can. You can be in there as long as you want. Silas, from this side, moving the boulders is much easier, and you can force your way out fairly easily.
That's what I'm going to do. So I'll force the boulders away effortlessly, and anyone who wants to leave the room can. I look to the machine and back to Wenceslas with concern, wondering what's going on and what's happening.
We can go to that blue door now. That path isn't trapped anymore, and now Tide has moved, so we can access it. Maybe we can find some answers there. Quick.
Okay.
And
Let me
Jonas
just
starts going. Okay. Jonas stops.
No, Lars was going to grab Silas. And he's going to say, well, we fucked up. We might as well fuck up worse. Go get him. We're taking him with us.
All right. Silas probably should have put a little bit more thought into this, but Silas, I just look at Lars like he knows what he's talking about. So okay,
We're not.
then
leave
down
the man
and scoop up Wenceslas in my arms, carrying him to the exit.
Bring him with. Let's go.
Silas, you
I'm
run
gonna
up to
grab
Wenceslas.
the crown and what's left of the mirror then.
All right. You grab
And the
things.
crown! Grab the crown!
Oh,
Yeah.
You got the crown.
The crown and the mirror.
And the spear at this point, we grab everything.
The spear is not as hot anymore to the touch, and you can grab it. And as you pull this, you take these things up, and Wenceslas, he weighs nothing. It weighs nothing. You realize that the bouquets around the pillars are all decaying. The photos are turning yellow, and rain starts dripping from up above. It's raining outside. And you're back out in the chamber of the machinery again, and the noise is so loud. It is overbearingly loud. And you see Matthew walking down the pathway, followed by Patty, and they're just staring at you, and they see the body carried by Silas. Like,
he was awake.
What have you done?
We need to
He
go
was awake.
now. When we get out of here.
He was awake. He said it was a mistake. He showed me.
And
let's go. I'll tell you when we get out.
Matthew just shakes his head and he heads back upstairs again. The machinery, it's so loud, it's making your entire bodies thrum. And Patty's just she's trying to help Silas carry Wenceslas out of there. They don't look necessarily angry as much as they look horrified of what's going on.
And it was like I said don't do it. I said don't do it. I think I was very clear. Don't do it. Okay, just want you to know I said don't do it. Okay.
I told him not to touch anything.
You make your way out from the tunnel, and it's raining outside. It's a late summer rain. It's about the same temperature you'd usually get it in mid-August. It's not as cold anymore. And the air feels fresh again. Like as if someone just lifted this piece of cloth away from your face. Like you could finally breathe normally. And you see Madeline approaching slowly across the field. And she looks furious.
Once we're out in the warmer area, Lars will take his blanket off and wrap it around Wenceslas.
And I think that's where we're going to call it for today.
All right.
God damn.
We're getting yelled at next episode.
The principal's angry at us.
Oh, oh, you're probably just going to get detention. It's fine. So
In Arcadia.
I think that was a pretty good session. Don't worry about it too
agree.
much.
Don't worry about it.
I cut this a little bit short for a couple of reasons. Dramatic tension, obviously. But also because we will be fast forwarding about a week between this and next session. Or, yeah, about a week. Because next session will not be the next time, the 28th. It will be the 5th of December. So until then, I would like to know what all of you want to do in Littlebrook. Don't think too much about what the other changelings are going to do. Like, what would you do for this 1 week that you're gone? You don't have to answer this question now unless you have a very clear idea. But I would also like to take this opportunity to talk a little bit about what we're calling, I always want to say ambitions, but they're called
Aspirations.
aspirations. Thank you. So aspirations is a system of getting experience points. It's like your motivation, your long and short-term goals. And I've been a little bit bad at keeping track on everyone's aspirations. I'd just like to take a little round with you guys and see what your aspirations are and if they're going to change after this, or if you've fulfilled any until now. So how about who wants to start? Who feels like they're very confident with their aspirations?
I'll start.
For it.
So my aspirations, I'd already fulfilled a few. So these
Okay.
are kind of a new set. Was protect others, avoid capture, and find a place in the town.
So those are some pretty long-term goals. Find shelter was a short-term, so that one you've done, I guess.
Well, find shelter was, I think, the previous.
Oh,
This is
right.
find a place in the town, as in like
Right.
a place where he can fit in
Okay.
more than anything.
So that might influence what you're going to be doing in this downtime this week between.
Yes.
Yes. Perfect. Nate, you were also pretty hot on the.
Yes. So my short-term aspiration used to be that I wanted to kill my fetch. That has since changed.
All right.
Now it's kill Tide.
Oh.
No. My short-term
No.
aspiration is to repair my friendship with Tide after
Shooting her
nearly
twice.
killing her twice.
that's
My
character
long-term
development.
aspiration is a significantly more ambitious, and it's to kill the Fae that trapped us.
Ooh, interesting. It's good aspirations. Thank you very much. Who wants to go up next?
I can. I guess. I think
All right.
the two I had come up with were one was to figure out more about what had happened that would close the door. Basically, the whole investigation. Did they know we were there? Did they care? That whole thing, which I think she probably feels pretty like got as much information as she's going to right now. And then the other was find a place of her own where she can just be still, not flitting around, not trying to kill a dragon, not going into scary tunnels, but just like a place. And
Right.
it should have a lot of spiders.
Beautiful. Well, you could always stay down here. There's a lot of spiders in the machine room.
That's okay.
Really loud though.
Yeah, it's getting a little warm. I want it cooler.
Probably. Thank you very much. I saw Silas waving his hand, yeah?
Yeah, my short-term ambition was to find some better clothes, and that's not actually a dumb ambition because he's a guy who doesn't really wear much, and there's no big and tall man shopping town. But finding something, I guess that aspiration being marked off. One thing I wanted to do with Silas as a character was have him try to find a job as a medium-term ambition.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you want me to change that or if it's just going to be marked off in time because I thought it was going to be medium term. I thought it was going to be a lot harder to get. But if Jim can have a job, I'm sure Changelings of Town have come up with a way for Silas to get one too. So that's important.
Yeah, I think that's a decent, that's a really good aspiration to work for during this downtime, for example, if you want.
Exactly. So we'll see if I can do it. I think it's going to be a lot easier than I anticipated, because I thought a major dichotomy of this character is how he's amazing at supernatural dealings, at least in terms of fighting things and interacting with supernatural things, but not so good at anything normal. But that thing's going to fall by the wayside. So I think it's going to be an ambition he can get resolved shortly. As for long-term ambition, he wants to make some kind of connection with his family. Well, his new family, I guess. By this point, his fetch is either dead or dying, and he'd basically not be the patriarch of the family. He wouldn't be stepping into the fetch's shoes. He'd be starting over as someone completely different. So that's a long-term ambition, and that's what could take a much longer time to finish if Silas ever gets around to it. And I think those three are a good start in terms of ambitions for Silas Larkin.
Okay, thank you. Excellent. That's some really, really good ambitions. Now, let's see. We're going to go with Jonas, I think.
Yeah, my ambitions at the moment is get to know my fetch better, speak with Allison, and visit Henry's grave.
Mm-hmm.
I've had two before. One was find my parents, and I kind of did that. Found out that they had moved. But also I had a long-term goal a more long-term goal was to find a fae or a goblin. But Jonas has much more recently been like overwhelmed with everything that's going on in this town and everything with his past and history. So really those long-term goals are not on his mind right now, and he just wants to catch up with his old life basically, before planning any great big new missions. You just want to be done with all this dragon killing and everything, and just go back to finding where everyone is.
Okay, and thank you very much. And what are Tide's ambitions? What is Tide going to do? What does Tide want to do? Besides cuddling Victor, which is a very good ambition.
Tide's ambitions, I think, at the beginning were to find Jonas, because that's the whole reason that Tide got taken. So that happened, although like making sure that Jonas is okay, I believe, would be a better way to word it. So I don't know how that happened, like if that's the thing. I think another aspiration was just to during the whole situation was to just figure out what happened to their fetch. And the aspiration now would be to they don't care anymore about the family, because obviously it's so different from what it was. They do still care about Jonas, but the aspiration is to figure out who they are, because they're not Sarah anymore, and they don't want to be. So I think that's the thing.
All right. It's really good aspirations. I think we're going to... essentially, what's going to happen is that next session we're going to have a little bit of a rounding up of what just happened here, and then we're going to do a week where we talk about these things, what's going to happen. So I will prepare that for next session. I will essentially do a little one-on-ones in stream with you guys. Hopefully it won't take too long. And then we're going to open up the second chapter, or the first chapter of Littlebrook Reunion, because this was just a prologue. Very long one.
It's a damn good prologue.
With a dragon.
I'm very happy about. I'm very happy you liked it. There are answers to these mysteries, but whether you'll find them and whether you'll come to accept them or want to make your own, that's for the story to tell. I pretty happy with how things are going so far, and so is Wilma. She's been very quiet up until now, but I just want to say this is really funny. Well, not funny. That's the wrong word. This is really great. I'm having a lot of fun. Not funny.
It's entertaining.
Oh.
Definitely.
It's entertaining.
Yeah.
No,
Great.
yeah. And I think we're actually going to end the stream a few minutes early, unless there's something you guys wanna say in the end.
That's okay. We went over time last time.
Yeah.
Or-
One quick shameless plug: Saratoga by Night season finale is finally out.
Yes. Yes.
Which,
congrats.
oh my god, it's been so long, but we recorded it. We had a great time. I'm really happy with how it turned out. So if you enjoy Saratoga by Night, go give that a listen.
That is a Vampire the Masquerade 5th edition. Let's actually
Yes.
play, right? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Saratoga by Night. Go check it out. It's the first season is finished. The next one is going to be about hunters, correct?
Hunter the Vigil, yep. It's going to
Nice.
take place during the Revolutionary War.
Just really cool. So if you can, drop a link to that in the chat. And thank you for sharing.
I am unable to, but
right.
if you just look, because I'm on my phone because my computer's dead and my friend has the charger. But if you just look up Saratoga by Night, it's on like every podcast platform. So
All right.
Yes. So go check out Saratoga by Night. I'm getting the SoundCloud link right away. And we will be back in 2 weeks, where we will pick up where this ended and see why the principal is so upset. I really can't imagine why.
Why was she be angry at Nova? She did nothing. Put that in writing. Nothing.
I told him not to touch him.
Right?
Nova
Yeah.
did nothing wrong.
he touched us. We didn't touch him.
This is true.
That's a great argument. That's gonna go over
Man,
well.
found
he
the
touched us first.
You found the loophole in the contract.
Technicalities. The loophole in the contract. That's right.
We
sure-
didn't wake him. He was already awake.
Everyone
That's
get your
true.
story straight, or be cool.
You're saying next to Matthew as the principal's approaching.
Yeah.
Your Honor, I plead the fifth.
Oh, great. Okay, thank you very much for playing, and thank you everyone for watching. As usual, I had a blast. Go check out Mummy, the 2nd edition Kickstarter, and if you're in England, please come to Dragon Meet next week, Saturday. I'll see you there. Bye-bye.
Bye bye.
Thanks, guys. See you later.
Bye bye.
Bye.
Take care, people. Bye-bye.